The recent ruling from a court located in a distant region of the United States carries the potential to prevent the imminent intervention by ECOWAS in the Niger Republic. A significant number of individuals have been advising the leaders of ECOWAS that a diplomatic approach should be pursued. They argue that employing violence to reinstate former President Bazoum into power contradicts reason, especially considering that the military in Niger, which ousted him, did so without resorting to violence. Their actions amounted to an arrest and a seizure of power, resembling a palace coup. It's important to note that opposition to the proposed invasion of Niger is not limited to West Africa alone. In a recent assembly, the African Union also cautioned ECOWAS leaders against resorting to force. They strongly advocated for diplomatic resolutions to the ongoing issues, emphasizing that military intervention in Niger should not be considered. This sentiment is echoed not only across West Africa, but also resonates with Russia, the Turkish President, various European nations, and a host of other global actors who stand against the application of force in Niger. Despite this widespread opposition, certain ECOWAS leaders, for reasons not fully clarified, persist in their insistence on a military intervention in Niger. Their objective is to displace the current military leadership and reinstate former President Bazoum. Interestingly, even as the military leaders in Niger proposed a 3-year transition period to reinstate democracy, ECOWAS leaders swiftly declined this offer, contending that the transition should occur sooner, as 3 years is deemed excessively lengthy. Now, the question arises as to how the decision from a U.S. court will influence the impending ECOWAS invasion of the Niger Republic. Within the ECOWAS leadership, the primary advocate for military intervention in Niger is the current ECOWAS chairman. Although his recent statements have been relatively subdued compared to his earlier threats and declarations, much of the vocal discourse is driven by the ECOWAS Commissioner for Political Affairs. He prominently affirmed the readiness of the ECOWAS Intervention Force to initiate action in Niger Impending, the order to do so. There's an attempt to create the impression that Bola Tinubu is not the mastermind behind these strategic moves. However, it's widely speculated that he is indeed orchestrating these actions. This is why the decision from the U.S. court holds the potential to unseat him from his position. Once removed, a new successor will assume the presidency. Given that Nigeria still holds the chairmanship of ECOWAS, this new president is likely to ensure that any military invasion of Niger by ECOWAS forces is averted, unless those advocating for such an invasion take independent action. ECOWAS, in this scenario, will remain observant and resolute, intervening militarily only to safeguard the Niger Republic. Now, delving into the background, it's worth noting that Bola Tinubu did not emerge victorious in the Nigerian presidential election held on February 25, 2023. Currently, his opponents in that election are pursuing legal action to challenge his declared victory. This situation may be puzzling to some, considering he is already in office. The reason behind this lies in a flaw within the Nigerian constitution. It enables someone to be inaugurated into office even when the election results are being contested in court. Astonishingly, the Nigerian constitution permits this occurrence. This vulnerability is exploited by corrupt politicians who seize power, manipulate the system, employ bribery, and employ presidential authority to intimidate judges, suppress opposition, and even utilize the police force to quash any opposition. They can even resort to declaring war on another country, capitalizing on a clause in the Nigerian constitution that stipulates elections cannot be conducted during wartime. Furthermore, this clause allows the National Assembly to extend the president's tenure for up to 4 years during this period of war. Given these circumstances, it becomes evident how urgent Tinubu desires to retain the power gained through questionable means. The election was marred by allegations of rigging and violence, and a European Union observer group reported over 70 casualties during the election that propelled him into office. The electoral process was marked by more violence than the coup in Niger. It's clear that, in his interest, Tinubu seeks to prolong any ongoing conflicts to maintain his hold on office. However, the decision made by the judge in the distant United States is poised not only to tarnish his reputation, but also to result in his removal from office. This single decision carries the potential to reshape the political landscape dramatically. Tinubu's presidential ambitions encountered a severe setback as it came to light that he had submitted a forged document during the process of filing his particulars with the Nigerian electoral body for the upcoming election. The anomalies within his certificate were promptly noticed by his opponents, who carried out a comprehensive forensic analysis. This examination led to a startling revelation. One of the signatures on the certificate traced back to an individual who began working at Chicago State University in the 1990s, which posed a puzzling inconsistency as Tinubu's claimed graduation year was 1979. This contradiction raises questions. However, the revelations didn't stop there. Nigeria's investigative journalist David Hundeyin uncovered even more startling information. Hundeyin initiated a legal process and obtained records from Chicago State University through a subpoena. These records disclosed that the person admitted to the university was a female and an American citizen, whereas Tinubu, who purportedly graduated in 1979 from the same institution, is male and a Nigerian citizen without any record of U.S. citizenship. This incongruity raises serious concerns about identity. Atiku Abubakar, one of Tinubu's rivals in the presidential race, pursued a legal route in the United States to obtain these records. This move was fueled by a lack of confidence in the Nigerian court system, which could potentially dismiss the evidence presented by Hundeyin. By obtaining the records himself and having them notarized, Atiku aims to secure irrefutable proof to present in court. This revelation could expose Tinubu as an impersonator who assumed another's identity, casting doubt on his claimed educational background. Tinubu is aware of the impending revelation and has taken the unprecedented step of approaching a U.S. court to join the legal proceedings, citing a desire to protect his privacy. This move is perplexing, as one might assume that academic achievements would be a source of pride. The unusual level of effort expended to shield these records suggests a potential motive for concealment, possibly stemming from identity theft. The stakes are high since the revelation could potentially lead to Tinubu's disqualification based on violations of Nigerian law. In his efforts to block Atiku from accessing evidence that might reveal identity theft, Tinubu not only invoked privacy concerns, but also claimed that the U.S. court lacked jurisdiction. He enlisted the services of 5 lawyers, a testament to the gravity of the situation. The court's recent assertion of jurisdiction and its potential authorization for Chicago State University to release academic records signal a turning point in the proceedings. There's a prevailing belief among some that the United States may withhold such explosive evidence due to its vested interests in Niger and a desire for a military intervention. This suspicion is fueled by prior attempts by journalist David Hundeyin and Plainsight to obtain FBI files on Tinubu, which were delayed until 2026. However, there's a prevailing sentiment that the U.S. court system operates independently of executive influence, implying a fair process. The impending deadline set by the judge for Tinubu to present his case for withholding school records adds to the anticipation. It's worth reflecting on the irony that those who champion democracy and promise to restore it through interventions sometimes fail to adhere to democratic norms within their nations. Instances like the suppression of protests in Abuja challenge the credibility of such interventions. Additionally, the prolonged detention of the former EFCC chairman without trial questions the democratic ideals purportedly upheld. If you are watching our video for the first time, I suggest you subscribe to our channel for more interesting and captivating information. Turn on the bell notification to get alert on all our recent posts so you won't miss out any. Share your thought in the comment section and share these videos with family, friends, and concerned Nigerians. Thanks for watching.